Hey everybody, welcome back to This is the Police. It's December 6th in game time. It is August 1st in like real life time, and they just made a new patch. So that kind of gives you a gauge of like how much I've recorded in advance. But the new patch, I'm going to go through a couple of things here. You get rewarded more for arresting criminals and punished less for missing them. Professionalism requirements are lower for all missions now. Your starting team of cops is much better. Your cops don't lose stamina points just for coming to work, only for actually doing something. They fully recover stamina on the day off. Your cops don't lose stamina points for responding to false alarms. Tab prices for cops and equipment are revised. Your cops don't come up with excuses and stay home as often as they used to. Your cops don't drink as much as they used to. Weird, right? Also, an issue in an investigation screen that would result in duplicated frames and block progress. I don't think we had that issue. Basically, it sounds like they've made it easier. On the whole. So, I don't know. I'm okay with it. We're doing all right, but certainly there are some struggles, so. Adkins didn't come into work today. That's too bad, because I'd really like to send her out and get her cured of that alcoholism. Pankin drank too much. Percy drank too much. All right. Now, remember, we'd have some days that are, like, absolutely insane. Brady here is our new guy. He's the one who wants to wear his own outfit, which is kind of funny. But yeah, here we go. Let's see. We'll just auto-assign. Auto-assign generally seems to work okay for us. Okay. Since we have some people available, I think Belmont, we're going to go full-on detective, pretty much. Now, we've got, we definitely need frames for the hospital employee. We need, there's like one more possible frame. And then we need frames for the owner of the convertible. So maybe we should assign 2 people here. You know, actually, let's do this. Let's put him on the convertible. We'll put Percy on the hospital employee, because we only need 1 and his intelligence is less. So I feel like that's not too bad. And then over here, we have that elderly patient. We have enough clues. We could just throw Pankin in there. Look for... Let's look at our frames from the patient. We could start piecing that together. And then this one, I think we'll just wait, and we'll let these other guys handle it. All right. Now, this Rosenkrantz being like our department snitch, we still haven't had that kick in and do anything. So, I don't know. I don't know what exactly is going on with him, but... We need to pay Fry tonight. 20,000 big ones. John Slater, Mr. Nash. Have you already seen the latest Bloody Shirt movie? I never expected that Mandy Crumb would have such a heart of gold, but I'm not just here to chat. The day after tomorrow, I'm coming to pick up the equipment that we need to open our video theater. You remember what I need. Big TV, video player, empty video cassettes, electric generator, and movie cassettes. Which, according to my notes, we have all of them except for the TV itself. So, should be interesting. Snitch, oh, here we go. So this guy needs baby formula and 500 bucks. I'm gonna do this because this is our first one. So, good timing. But I don't know what he actually does for us.
514 in progress.
Okay. Let me take a look at sales here. I'm gonna sell some heroin. I'm gonna sell some cocaine. And that's gonna get us over the 20,000, or close to the 20,000. What else do I have duplicates of? The Woodchuck beer. I'll sell one of these. And maybe it'll turn out that we didn't need to sell any, but depends how the day goes. What's this one now? Warehouse. Your mother tell you to brush teeth twice a day? I always clean mine 3, 4, sometimes even 5 times, but they all turn black anyway. My aunt was right. The women in our family are cursed. It's probably because my great-great-grandfather quarreled with Lotus, the high mountain spirit. But something happened that can only be called a miracle. When I started drinking Fury Cola, my teeth started getting stronger. I started rinsing my mouth out with this wonderful drink, and the effects are undeniable. It's probably somehow connected with how the creator of Fury Cola died in a horrible death. Maybe his soul was taken on as part of the Stefanovich curse. I don't know. I'm no expert. I don't know that I need more Fury Cola, or I only know I need more Fury Cola, so I finally get a chance to date a normal guy. Somebody better than my grouchy husband. It's been a long time since they sold this drink at the store. Everybody says they stopped making it, but there still has to be some old stock at the warehouse. Let some of your not-so-dumb cops go over there and bring me as many healing green bottles as they can find. If they manage to bring some back, then you're free to get anything from my store except my Miracle Cola. Of course. Okay. We need intelligence. I could send, Kurosawa with a taser, we probably want to save for, like, an actual mission. Let's send the new guy and, Potts. Okay. Attempted carjacking. The factory manager looked out his office window and saw someone trying to steal his old car. Let's do... Can we just send these two? Look at that. Solid. What do they have? Baton, taser, pepper spray, a lot of other options. All right, we should eventually try and deal with some of these, but this one needs 6 of the grenades, 6 stun grenades. This guy wants gold, which is really expensive. This guy wants a cocaine, ground coffee, and paprika. And this dude wants 3 attentive cops, so 3 intelligent cops, and then we can use a slaughterhouse to punish criminals. It's just like disgustingly awesome. Let's be frank. How I feel about this. Ooh, Mr. Nash. In my line, it pays to be able to recognize a person in need. To be there at the right time and give them a helping hand. I can offer you a loan of $5,000 for modest interest. You'll have to repay my debt plus $2,000 in interest. But unlike my colleagues, I do not hurry my clients or break their legs unless they're complete idiots. But I'm confident in your ability to repay me. So, okay. I guess that's like our safety line if we're not even close to this 20,000. But we don't need it right now. So I'm going to say no. But we'll see if that comes up in the future. I'm interested to see. I've been playing, obviously, a lot of this game. So, I'm interested in seeing how these balance changes affect our guys. Because basically, it's like, your cops don't lose as much stamina when they come to work. Professionalism requirements are lower for all missions. Like, we should be able to get more done and feel like we're getting stuff accomplished. But we've been doing all right, so we'll see if it just becomes too easy. The lock they had in the warehouse was child's play. We got in there no problem, flipped all the furry colas we could find. Might have had a bottle or two in the process, but who's going to care? Oh no, it's a magical drink after all. And we got toilet paper and razors and cash. And now we have her available. What do you sell? Diesel fuel, VHS tapes, audio cassettes with music. Wait, we needed empty video cassettes. I think we have these? Maybe not, though. Do you sell a TV? We need a big TV. This is home TV, and this is portable TV. So she sells like a bunch of the stuff that we would have needed for the guy, but VHS tapes blank. Let me check that. So there, yeah, okay, so we have the VCR, VHS tapes, the generator, and the VHS tapes with movies, but no TV, and she doesn't sell one. It was specified as a big TV, which makes sense. I don't think she has any of this stuff. This is all drugs and illicit substances, and these kind of doodads. Okay. Well, hopefully we can get a TV by tomorrow. Okay, carjacking. A suspect in a down jacket has picked up a brick off the road. Apparently he intends to smash the car's windows to get the door open. We have max stealth. Let's sneak up.
514.
Managed to sneak up behind and neutralize him. It turned out he wanted to take revenge on the factory manager for firing him unfairly, but by trading in his car at the scrapyard. Smells like he's been swimming in alcohol. Damn. All right, let's go. Let's go shooting. All of our cops, I don't think we have any that, like, max out shooting.
553 in progress.
Holy frick. Armed men in mass broke into the bank and demanded the vault be opened. This is like something we throw everybody at, right? But we can only do it if these guys come home in time. I think they're gonna make it. 3,
554
2,
in progress.
1. Oh, they're not gonna make it. I wonder if we can do this thing. Remember we figured this out earlier? If you, oh, there, it's gone. Never mind. No one came to the call. Shit. Well, hey. We couldn't do it. A handyman reports that someone has stolen his lunch, along with a valuable officer's watch, from the bag he left in the stable. I could send pots, I guess. Says that the professionalism requirements are lower for all missions, but ours have not been. Forest, what is going on? You knew the city, so I know you heard the local legends about the treasures the forest spirits hid for the righteous ones. My brother and me never met anyone more righteous than us our whole lives, so we figured those treasures must still be lying somewhere out there untouched. So we decided to find them, and we figured out pretty quick they must be buried in the forest outside Sharpwood. We drew a map, packed our stuff, grabbed a couple shovels, and set off. To make sure we don't get lost, we made some marks in the trees, but something strange happened when we reached the right place. The air got thick and dark, and then I can't remember hardly anything after that, just a constant whooshing sound that pierced my bones. I came to my senses back out near where we parked, and I haven't seen my brother ever since. Maybe we angered the spirits and they made that damn forest eat him alive, but I'd like to know for sure what happened to him. If you're brave enough to send your smartest cop out here, I'll give him the map of the treasure is marked. Who knows, maybe he'll be able to figure out where my brother went, or he'll get killed. That's basically what's happening. A 3 intelligence. He says he needs the smartest cop. I'm going to regret this. I'm almost certain I'm going to regret this.
526 in progress.
Attempted murder at the old church. Man, these are crazy high. Nothing I can do there. You think even if we had that guy, we couldn't do
510 in
it.
progress.
All right, 420. There we go, 420. A blue sedan was pulling out of the gas station. 18-wheeler rammed into it at high speed. Taser, baton, bunch of skills. Sure. False alarm. Pigs smelled the bacon crumbs and escaped their pen to help themselves. Together with the man's food, they accidentally gobbled down the watch that was laying beside it. Case is solved by following the trail of breadcrumbs. Okay. You got me. You got me. The truck is turned over on its side, and its driver, clearly drunk, is climbing out carrying a fire extinguisher. The blue sedan is smashed to pieces and flipped upside down and is being engulfed in flames. Inside is a woman with 2 young children. Ask the truck driver for the fire extinguisher. What have I done? The drunk driver burst into tears and held up the fire extinguisher for the cop. The blue sedan was engulfed in flames. Put out the burning sedan. Just return to the station.
510 complete.
Wow. Sketchy. Let's go with speed. Okay, these guys are coming back, but I don't know if they're going to be back in time. Yeah, maybe they will. It'll be close.
517 in progress.
Nope, not close enough. Gentle Oak, 810. A woman can be seen pouring fuel from a gas can onto a fresh grave and setting fire to it. Holy moly. Okay, we'll take that call. People are dying left, right, and center, but it happens. Fletcher and maybe the new guy. We go here. It's almost the end of the night, so I should send Kurosawa as well on something.
514 in progress.
Funeral home, 1260. Disgruntled employee started decided to augment his salary by stealing a hearse. Maybe I can give Potts some time off here, although she is really close to another promotion. Maybe we do that. We'll start sending Duval too. Okay, so we got, found no new frames. Oh, he's just too dumb. We found new frames for version 2. The owner of their convertible. That's too bad. Convertible climbs through the bars of the window and overturns the flower pot. How are you climbing through the bars? I need to find more information about the bars, I think. Like, if I look at, this picture, I mean, it appears as if he could have slipped through. But the door was wide open. The pot was laying on the floor. Saw the footprints. But nothing about the window being open. We still need more frames anyway, so. Night Terrors, no new frames. All right, cool. We'll try and get these guys on another call to boost their intelligence. A large hearse is slowly turning down the road away from the funeral home. Let's turn on the siren, as cops would do, with speed. Siren didn't make an impression. The hearse quickly turned down the road. Shoot out the tires. I'm worried about you. You probably don't want to cut people off if they're not listening to you. That's dangerous. Push them onto the curb, maybe, but then there could be bystanders. Shoot out the tires.
514 complete.
Oh, shit. We missed the tires, but hit him in the head. Okay. All right, then. All right, then. Fine, then. Look how fast it came back. I found 3 boxes with gold. Not quite sure how it happened. I remember walking through the forest, following the notes on that old man's map, and then suddenly the sky got dark, air got thick, and I heard this whooshing sound. Same thing as he described. And I seemed to have lost consciousness. I woke back outside the forest, covered in dirt, and beside there were 3 boxes with gold. Holy. Okay, so hold on. That means now we could do some of these. Because these are going to be the last calls of the night, right? Is it this guy? The gold bar? Yeah. So we could just send, like... Let's send Pank in here. And then, this one's the stun grenades. Wait, did we see this one? What is this one? Sharpwood Ice Run, right? It's traditional competition. Frozen, participants run barefoot across the frozen lake. I think this was just added. There's a prize pool for the winner, and some people even place bets on the runners. I'm the current champion, in fact, a real rocket man. But recently, I've had a little competition from a young kid. The boy's name is Sally, and he trains like a woman. Jumps rope, supposedly to strengthen the kneecaps. Is that even real training? Real training is when you cut a piece of ice from the lake and run with it on your shoulder until it melts. What do you think? Not only is this upstart breathing down my back every race, now he's even trying to date my daughter without asking me. This cannot stand. Send your most powerful cop to him. Make sure he brings his baton. I want him to make Sally's precious kneecaps look like stew. Maybe then he'll learn to respect his elders. In return, I'll personally train your guys. You'll see, not a single criminal will ever escape. So we need strength and a baton. Flower pots probably could do it. But, I'm going to send Liti here. Because she's pretty exhausted. This whole, like, getting stuff to train people, though, like, the downside is that it's so expensive, and I can't see, like, why I would want to do that. The only thing I would do is, maybe intelligence. Okay, women and daughter 6 are dancing around a grave singing the spirits of the forest. Of course, the spirits. Arise. The cemetery groundskeeper offers the cop a fire extinguisher. Yeah, let's put this out. What have you done? You've ruined my husband's resurrection site. The spirits can't see the fire of his immortal soul through the darkness because you've extinguished it. Now I'll be a widow forever. She bursts into tears, douses the cop with the remaining fuel from the canister, and with shaking hands, struggles to strike the cigarette lighter. We don't have a lot of speed. Try to calm her down, maybe with negotiation.
517 complete.
Throws down the lighter, surrenders to the police. Not a good idea. Threaten cops with diesel fuel. That could have been bad. Diesel fuel. No TV, though, guys. I'm not sure. Not sure what's going on with the TV. Yep, I got your money. Barely. Barely. But the gold bars, we have extras now, so we could probably sell those. It's not too bad. I think that was an alright day. I gave Kanayan the gold. I don't know why he needed it. He just looked at it all miserable and gloomy. If I got a gold bar, I'd be smiling like an idiot. Okay, Pankin, you don't know what's going on, man. Pharmaceuticals. The cash. Mr. Nash, I worked that kid's knees over good. He's not running anywhere. Mr. Alvarez was happy and asked me to tell you that he'll be looking for our guys on the ice. That means he wants to play hockey. Yeah, something like that. Some boots. Oh, $2,000. All right, not a bad day on the whole, guys. Not a bad day on the whole. Okay. So we paid the 20,000. We're back up to 5, which isn't terrible. Ugh. Maybe it wasn't as good of a day as I had hoped. We still beat the guy. So we got 15 tabs. 15 taberinos. Not enough to hire. Taser cartridge cheap. You know, I'm going to sit on it. He can't hire either. All he can do is, like, buy gear. Okay, so far, we're doing all right. Tomorrow's shift. You're coming into work, and I'm getting rid of your alcoholism. Stockman's driving you. Maybe. if he agrees. If we ask nicely, we'll see. Okay. 7 cops. Let's go.
Mr. Boyd, finally. I was starting to wonder if you were going to spend the night.
Shut your mouth.
Mr. Boyd, listen, I understand you don't talk much. I get it. After all, you would never have... Well, you wouldn't have been able to do what you've done. You're a chatterbox. Yeah? But I'm not asking you for a big speech. I'm not asking you to give me a master class in corruption. No, nothing like that. I'm only asking for one small story about the DeVroom painting. The newspapers never gave out too many details since the investigation was ongoing. But what's the difference now? What's left to hide? The painting couldn't be found, right? You made extra sure that it couldn't be found. Well, let's drink a beer sometime. No, not today. No, tomorrow or the day after. Or the day after the day after tomorrow. Just whatever's good for you. You see, I'm really interested in this. How did you pick that job? I mean, what did you want with that picture? I mean, that one in particular. It's a pretty specific choice. You know, it's a controversial artist. The critics don't agree. I've never heard of corrupt officials stealing paintings.
What's your
They all take
problem,
bribes,
Moreno? What's your problem?
Paper bags, you know. Of course, I'm not comparing you to those ordinary rotten geezers. Not at all. I just wanted to say that even though I don't know all the details, I see that you've got your own style. Whether you realize it or not, that's why the press called you the Caesar of corruption.
We're going to run this guy over with our car.
Of corruption in the newspapers. There's a new one every month, but I've never seen a Caesar. Because Caesar, that's not about the scale, but the style. Style is everything, right?
Wow, more reserved than I would have been.
Please, Mr. Boyd.
Why on earth should I get into the car with a stranger?
Given your history, I'd imagine that you often had to get into a car with strangers. Back in Freiburg.
Freiburg is different.
Is it really so different?
Absolutely.
Friendlier?
Warmer.
Well, that's not saying much. Anywhere is warmer than here.
Can you give us some answers maybe there, Henderson?
How?
Excuse me?
How did you know who I was?
How many ads were there?
Ads?
Well, I'd be willing to bet that when you came here, you went looking for housing in the newspaper ads. How many ads did you look at?
I don't know. Maybe a dozen.
But you chose this house. Why?
Because it stands away from everything.
Well, that's a reasonable choice. Unfortunately, the neckties choose their houses by the exact same principle. They stash their goods in isolated houses until they can find a big buyer, but they don't settle into the house. They let someone else rent it. It's safer that way.
Look, I'm not interested in how these neckties do business. I just want to know how they found out my real name.
I'm not a big fan of drug dealers, Mr. Boyd, but I have to give them their due. Many of them are amazingly smart, much smarter than your average drug dealer, you know. And the man who was appointed to watch your house, Arthur Sherman, well, it turns out he's quite the brain. He even went to college. Can you imagine? Arthur is so clever that when he realized that you're Jack Boyd, he didn't report it to his bosses. You see, the Ties are a wandering gang. Yesterday they worked in Ripton, today they're here, tomorrow they'll be somewhere else. They just shoot you to be safe, and that would be the end of it. But Arthur is clever, and he knew how valuable the information was, so he did the clever thing and brought it to me.
But how did he know who I was? How exactly?
Ask him yourself when you get the chance. Oh, looks like we've arrived.
So then, who were the guys that he shot?
Mr. Boyd, are you coming?
Are you completely out of your mind? I'm a wanted man. I shouldn't be showing my face in public, even if it is old and shaggy.
Come on, Mr. Boyd. There's only drunk pigs and sweaty strippers in there. Nobody will even look at you. Don't you want to drink a mug of draft beer for the first time in months and burp loud enough that everyone hears? Aren't you tired of hiding? Don't you just want to be an ordinary person?
You saw where I live. Now I want to see where you live. Don't you think that's fair?
Okay, you win. But I'll never believe that you don't miss letting loose.
That's not the only thing I miss. Not the only thing, and not the main thing.
I understand. Well, here's where we live.
What? We can't go inside?
Well, I didn't go into your house. I stood 100 yards away. Now we're even. Don't you think that's fair?
It's a pretty good shot then.
Arthur Sherman. I want to talk to him.
Mick, bring Sherman here. I'm sure he must still be awake. Sean told me about this Captain Britt Carter of yours. Now, if you want,
It won't be a problem.
You sure?
I can manage.
If you have any difficulties, just let me know. I could...
It's fine.
Well...
And I thought you were a smuggler, not a butcher.
I don't like the word smuggler.
Then maybe you shouldn't smuggle.
Well, I'll put it this way. I don't like what you mean by the word smuggler. You must be right. Freiburg and Sharpwood are very different. What kind of goods came through Freiburg? Automatic weapons? Heroin? People? I'll be honest with you, I can't brag that I never had to trade in the first, second, or third, but my most popular product is canned soup. Mushroom soup comes in a little red jar. Now, this is coming from a man who spent over 30 years eating a tasteless soldier's rations and not complaining. And I can assure you that this soup is the most disgusting meal in the world.
Yummy.
When you pop open the jar with a can opener, this smell immediately bolts up your nose. The smell of despair, you know? It's impossible to suck down this vomit without thinking for even a second that your life is going nowhere. Sharpwood kids, when they grow up and leave this place for the rest of their lives, they'll always shudder when they remember this awful soup. But only the lucky ones, the few who manage to get out. The rest will live here for the rest of their days, eating smelly soup and then feeding it to their own children. Because without 12-cent soup, they'd all die. I give them this life, with the smell of despair. Bitter, but life. I don't know what cruel word to call what I'm doing, but I'm definitely not a smuggler. And I want that... Oh, there's your college boy, Mr. Boyd.
Give me a cigarette.
This is going in directions I never
Still
would
alive,
have expected.
Mr. Boyd. Oh, wow.
How did you know who I was?
Were you really hiding all that well? You hitchhiked on your way to Sharpwood. Well, not to Sharpwood, of course, but to Big Rift. And from there you walked on foot, but before Big Rift, a red-haired guy named Locke drove you. Picked you up at a bus stop 70 miles down the highway. Buses from Garensburg pass that stop every 6 days. In Garensburg, you spent 2 nights at the Stone Woodpecker Hotel. I called down there and had a nice chat with Mrs. Hopper, who...
Just stop! So you're really that clever, Arthur Sherman? Proud of your little investigation?
If I'd known this investigation would turn me into a hostage to rednecks playing toy soldiers, I wouldn't have stuck my nose in your business, Mr.
So why
Boyd.
were you doing it?
Hostage?
Arthur can't leave the barracks. It's for his own safety. In addition, he likes to live by military regulations. Isn't that right, Arthur?
This shit you're pulling here isn't military order. It's the middle of the night, but everyone's awake.
He's right, Mr. Boyd. It's high time for bed.
What the frick is going on with him? I got some like super genius kid under hostage. I like it. I don't like that it's me that he was investigating, but I don't know why he was investigating us. So maybe we'll get some answers soon. Wish me luck, guys. We'll see you soon. Bye.